Cello all, Stacy the Black Feather Intuitive, and welcome to Divinely Decked Tarot and Oracle Readings done Stacy style. And today we are taking a look at a deck that I got off of eBay called the Reigning Rouge Tarot, and it had me at purple. So that was the draw. Purple is my signature color. And there was sort of a softness about the couple of images that were showing up on eBay, and I thought, you know what, in this particular journey that I'm on to maybe I guess the best way would be to say to extend my tarot collection, maybe to broaden my tarot palette. I thought I'm going to try some of these older decks, or decks that are used, the used decks, the pre-owned decks, however you want to call it. And so this is by Sam Sawyer, and let's take a look. It just arrived in the mail this afternoon, so we'll take a look and see what it's all about. And the first thing I'm noticing here, actually, I should show you the box. First of all, we see the purple. Oh, Mr. Neo, of course. It's like on cue. As soon as the camera goes on, he's like, oh, but Mama, you've forgotten about me. So it's a very, very nice box. It's soft. It's subtle. The back is kind of cool. I like the font in this. It's something that I haven't seen before. I haven't seen it done before, and I think it's pretty cool. The Reigning Rouge Tarot is a full 78 tarot deck with an immersive art style that leads the reader in an intuitive experience. With the use of poems, this deck creates different interpretation with each reading. Inspired by nature and the occult, prepare yourself for a journey into the mystical. Poems written by Perry A. and Danny Huard, and the deck is created by Sam Sawyer. So let's take a peek. It's just kind of white in the box, nothing crazy going on there. The pamphlet looks, it's very small. It's very thin. A 78 card tarot deck and guide into the mythical and the unknown. It's an upside down raccoon. Okay, so here's the funny thing. When I was looking at this on eBay, I was trying to zoom in on the picture. This was one of the pictures that they had, and I could not for the life of me figure out what this animal was. I thought, well, maybe it's a bat because it's upside down. But no, it's a raccoon, and I'm wondering if maybe this is the hanged one in this particular deck. Okay, so it starts with the Fool and the Magician. We have colored pages. They're nice and shiny. Basic description. Let's do the star, just because that's fun. You are on the right path. A symbol of hope and inspiration. Good health, a sign of spiritual guidance. The star points us towards a brighter future. Things are in your favor. Use it to the fullest potential. Work towards your goals and be creative. And here's where the poetry comes in. A new breath, fresh with rain. Already fading is the pain. Rejuvenated limbs and high spirits, for us there is no limit. The stars summon us home. We have the whole galaxy to roam. All right, so there's no spreads or anything. It literally is just the card information. So let's kind of take a look at these cards. And first thing I noticed is that it is gilded, this beautiful silver gilding. I love me a gilded deck. Loving the backs. The card backs are absolutely gorgeous. Again, there's a little bit of a sheen here, as you can see. I just love the mauvey, purpley color. It's very gentle. It's very soothing. I'm hoping that the rest of the deck is going to be like that. Excellent card stock. Excellent card quality. This is definitely thicker than US Games. It's got a fair amount of flexibility, but very, very good card stock. So that makes me happy. All right, let's take a look at the cards. So, I'm going to make sure that I'm trying not to get you in the light. So here is the Fool. And very cool. The Fool is a rabbit. And the rabbit satchel is a flower. It's a flower bloom. So I'm loving that. He's kind of dressed up, he or she, they are kind of dressed up almost like I want to say it feels like a ballerino. Peasanty kind of energy, light and fluffy. Loving the cards here. Here we have the Magician. And I love that it's a black cat. So I'm sure a lot of you know that cats are very psychic creatures. They are very esoteric in nature. So this makes a lot of sense that the cat would be depicted as the magician. Beautiful pink background with the pink flowers coming through. And of course, we've got the wands. I don't know if there's a sword in there. There's the pentacle. Oh, I guess this is supposed to be the sword. We have the infinity sign. We have the cup. Yeah, let me turn these over. The high priestess. Oh, this is very interesting. So we have ravens, two ravens coming together. So in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith, of course, we have the two pillars and the black and the white, the as above, so below. Here it's depicted as these two ravens, and it looks like they're both getting ready to take flight, but in opposite directions. It's kind of a mirror image. So definitely a more intuitive approach to the card. Here is the Empress, and she has this wand, this with a globe on the end of it. She does not have, I want to say, pupils necessarily. I love this creature. That it's a cat-like creature, maybe a lion here, a lioness, I should say, but like no pupils in the eyes. So almost like this energy of a little possessed or a little in a trance energy, which is very unusual. It's an unusual depiction for the Empress. Here we have the Emperor. So we've got the Aries, the ram being reflected, but then we also have the stag. And I think this is an eagle. I'm not totally up on my birds. And then we have a Saturn. So that's kind of interesting. I feel like we've got a little bit of the astrology that's coming in here into the mix that's being reflected. We don't often see the Emperor depicted as a stag. But here it is, and I'm not mad at it. It's kind of interesting that we've got three personalities that are shown, and perhaps that's reflective of a good emperor is going to have a number of different layers and facets to access in ruling and running their empire. Here's the Hierophant, so feels like a mountain goat here, but Taurian energy, and we have a key. So that is definitely reminiscent of the regular Hierophant. Here we have the Lovers, and we have two seahorses coming together. Kind of an unusual depiction. The Chariot. So again, a lot of these ram's horns, horned creatures, horned imagery, and two horses. So the horses are taking the chariot. There is a sword going in between. Again, we're seeing sort of this theme of reflection. Mr. Neo's coming over to block the light. And we have a little bit of the, feels like the angel wings that are coming up and coming through. Here's the Strength card. Oh, very interesting. So we have dogs and wolves, a lion here. I think it's a lion or actually, no, that's a cat. That's a cougar. And then we have the bunny in the center, and the bunny looks like he's pretty strong, pretty confident. Here he is around all these predators, and he doesn't really seem anxious. He's pretty chill. We have the infinity sign that's showing up in this case again. Here we have the Hermit. So this Hermit actually reminds me a little bit of like the Four of Swords card, this Four of Swords energy, curling up and taking a nap. So this Hermit, I want to say, yes, it's about self-awareness and that sort of isolated journey, or that journey that only you can take on your own. But it does imply that there's a lot going on subconsciously under the surface. Wheel of Fortune, very interesting. So here we have the Ouroboros. So also indication of infinity, the soul's journey, the reincarnation, the coming full circle, the snake eating its own tail, and, sort of the coming full circle kind of energy. So that's really interesting. This creature does not have paws or hooves, and it's almost like a mannequin. It's being represented as a mannequin. So maybe bringing life where there is lifelessness, and that is what the Wheel of Fortune brings, is a bit of shift, change, luck, calculated risk. Justice. Oh, interesting. So the sword is going through the bird, feels like a raven. We've got mushrooms growing around here. The scales of justice are being reflected here, and it's in the moonlight. Very interesting. This is definitely not what I would have expected. It definitely, it loosely follows the Rider-Waite-Smith. The Hanged Man. Okay, yes. So the raccoon is the Hanged Man. And I think that's really interesting too, because raccoons are opportunists. And the Hanged Man is really about sacrifice, surrender, pause and breathe, limbo, being in limbo, no movement. So maybe the Hanged Man is just kind of lying in wait until his next opportunity approaches. Here's the Death card, and we have the Cobra. We have a skeleton on one side of a mouse, and then we have another mouse that I don't know if it's alive or dead or sleeping, but freshly changed, shifted. So this Death card definitely is reminiscent of, I want to say, the death and the rebirth process. And snakes are transformational, but they're also healing. And so I feel that there's a healing medicine to this as well, that the snake is bringing healing through the transformation that it is providing. Here's the Temperance card, and we have two stags. I don't know if it's supposed to be a stag and doe, but I don't believe that the doe has horns that way, or antlers that way. So not quite sure what's going on there. And it's interesting that typically in the Temperance, you have one cup. No, actually you have two cups because you're doing the alchemy. And here we have 3 cups. So that's kind of an interesting, I feel like there's more going on here, suggesting that balance isn't just about 2 things. Balance actually is when it's true harmony, it comes in 3s. The Devil. This is interesting. For those of you who follow me, you probably have heard me mention this before, but I equate a swan to starseed energy. So as soon as I see a swan, I'm like, okay, this is like a starseed message. So the fact that the Devil is being shown, the chains are wrapping this swan up, but there is no other being or creature here. The question becomes, are you your own devil? Are you your own worst enemy? What are the patterns and cycles that you're getting tangled up in your life? The Tower card, very interesting. So a human figure with a reptile head, a lizard head, in fact. What do we know about lizards? Lizards, that reptilian energy, you can catch them by the tail. They can lob off their tail in order to escape, and they can regrow their tail once. They are transformational in the way that they handle life and handle things. They're quick, they're agile, they skirt away. So when we're thinking about the tower comes unexpectedly. It's fast. You have to have some agility to be able to navigate those waters. And it always brings about a shift, a change, a perspective change, and sometimes a big transformation. And I feel like that's what's happening here. Either the human is turning into a lizard, or the lizard perhaps is turning into a human. And so this tower event is required. It's what's necessary. Here's a beautiful star card. And interesting, we are seeing, I'm going to say it's like a deer, but I can't see the face. So we're seeing it almost like from a side profile, and I'm not seeing its face. That's really interesting. But it is like coming down on a falling star, I would say, or a grouping of stars. So rather than us looking up at the stars, its energy and its movement is bringing the star, bringing the vision. The moon. So we have a wolf and a dog symbolizing the evolution. The moon energy is our intuition, the mystery, the things that things aren't always what they seem, things that we don't always see. The moon casts a very different light than the sun does. And so I feel like there's a lot of energy there. And I like that it's pretty simple. Like these cards, the imagery is pretty simple. There's not a whole lot going on. The busy comes in the ornate border that is around it. And I am noticing now, oh my God, for the first time, it is a bordered card. But the way that it's bordered, I almost didn't even register that it's bordered. So I feel like the border is part of the image. Here we have the sun. And so again, the busyness comes more from the detailing of the border. We do have, the big sun in the background, a smaller sun. We've got a bird here that's being represented, and then we've got two horse heads on either side of it. Very interesting. Not at all, I want to say, really, aside from the fact that, okay, there's a horse and there's a picture of the sun, usually in the Rider-Waite-Smith tarot. There's really not a whole lot else out there in that card that is reminiscent of that. Judgment, very interesting. So we've got the three coffins, and it's the angel is the owl in this card. So, but who is the owl connecting to? Who is the owl here to wake up, to acknowledge, and to invite into this next, I want to say, sort of chunk of their lives? We don't know yet. So the owl's getting ready to make the call. Here we have the World card, and oh, interesting. Now this individual has hands, no legs, and no head. We have the pentacle, the arrow, which I believe is representing the sword in this card deck. We've got the wand, and we've got the cup. We've got bees, worker bees, bees producing honey, coming full circle, arriving, the sum total of everything that you set out to do. What's really fascinating to me is it's headless. That would be an interesting interpretation in a reading. Here we have the Ace of Wands. So the wand is in the fox's mouth. That's kind of interesting. I feel like there's something to that. And wands typically isn't necessarily the suit of communication, but I'm feeling that there's something there with this Ace of Wands that is opening you up to communication, ways to communicate. Two of Wands. Okay, so we have the fox again. So I'm thinking that maybe the fox is connected to the wand suit. We'll have to see how this is. So not a pip deck, a little bit of action, but again, easy action. Nothing too crazy, nothing too chaotic. Flowers in the background. He's looking behind him. Three of Wands. Oh, interesting. So this is a card of expansion, but we've got a sleeping fox with very cute paws, I might add. Three wands next to him. Four of Wands. So we've got the two foxes coming together. They're making sort of a yin-yang-ish. Maybe not yin-yang, but they're definitely, making a symbiotic shape here. Five of Wands. Ooh, this makes me think of actually the Seven of Wands, that card of defense. He's got strings attached to his paws. That's kind of interesting. So feeling a bit trapped. This is usually a card of focus or scattered energy, a card of, I want to say, practice, playtime, learning how to fight or learning how to, to strategize and things of that nature. But their paws are tied down. So that's kind of an interesting interpretation. Six of Wands. So this is a card of victory. It's almost like the wands are creating a crown around him. Seven of Wands. So this is a card of defense. He looks defeated. He definitely looks defeated. That's interesting. Eight of Wands, swift release. And so I feel like we're seeing the top of him running towards something, and the wands are indicating a lot of that. Nine of Wands. 10 of Wands, so rewards and the burdens that go with it. Kind of pippish, but not pippish. I want to say it's like pseudo pip. A pip light. Page of Wands. Knight of Wands. So that's interesting. Fox is looking a little foxy as the Knight of Wands. Queen of Wands. So we have that sunflower in there. No kitty cat, though. King of Wands. Ace of Cups. Oh, that's a mouse. Okay. So Cups is mice. Aw, that's so cute. Two little mice sleeping. They're definitely in sort of a yin-yang pattern. Three of Cups, we have the celebration. Each of them has their own little cup. Four of Cups. This one is actually focused on the fresh new cup. Five of Cups, typically that card of grief and loss. And the mouse is looking up. Maybe looking up for a little bit of help, a little bit of support. Six of Cups. Seven of Cups. Looks like he's chosen. A lot of these animals, they're like sleeping or they got their eyes closed. Maybe they're praying or meditating. Eight of Cups, walking away. Nine of Cups. He's looking pretty scattered, actually. It's like he can't hold on to all of the things that he's got. 10 of Cups. Ooh, it looks like he's trying to get away from what he's got. That's kind of interesting. That's usually I want to say it's like the ideal outcome card, but this doesn't give me a feeling of an ideal outcome. It almost looks like it's too much. He's trying to get away from it. Page of Cups. Knight of Cups. These royal cards are making me laugh a little bit. Queen of Cups. Seeing a mouse in a dress is just hilarious to me. King of Cups. Oh, I like the green. I like his green outfit. Here we have Ace of Swords. And so here we have a bunny or a jackrabbit. Definitely the swords. The arrow is the sword. I guess from an animalistic perspective, because this is an anthropomorphized deck, an arrow is what, hunters use. So it would be kind of a sword type energy. Two of Swords. So the bunny is looking up to the moon for the answer, for guidance. Three of Swords. Poor bunny has been X'd out. Ugh, I don't like that energy. Four of Swords. He's sleeping peacefully, and the swords are surrounding him to protect him. Five of Swords. There's a conflict going on here between the two bunnies, the two rabbits. Six of Swords. Support and grace, being taken, being cared for, being taken across the pond into something else. Seven of Swords. All tangled up in the web of lies that you weave, getting caught up in a trap. Eyes wide open versus eyes shut, being blinded to something. Eight of Swords energy here. So entrapment. Here we have the Nine of Swords. So this is that nightmare energy, lots of anxiety. He's tied up. 10 of Swords. So it's the complete and utter ruin. Interestingly enough, none of the swords have gone through him. They're all around him, but not through him. I feel like that's an important distinction to make. Page of Swords. This one's looking confident. Knight of Swords in that swift motion. Queen of Swords. Lots of boundary, well thought out. She's dressed for the occasion. King of Swords. So I guess the kings are in green, because I'm noticing the green again. Look at the little tail sticking out. That's so cute. Ace of Pentacles. Oh, we have a kitty cat for the Pentacles. Two of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles. It's interesting. The cat is blindfolded there. Four of Pentacles. Got sly eye. Sly eye on the side. I don't trust you. Don't come near my stuff. Five of Pentacles. Interesting. This is usually a card of worry. This kitty cat does not look worried at all. So when I get this card, I would say, okay, I don't need to worry. Everything's all right. I got what I need. Let the change happen. 6 of Pentacles. Aw, that's so sweet. This feels more like a 6 of Cups than a 6 of Pentacles. Here's a 7 of Pentacles. Aw, super playful kitty. Lots of options. 8 of Pentacles. So this is usually this is the Virgo card, and it's all about the work, right? Like attention to detail, learning something new, that higher education, that path of mastery. This kitty cat definitely looks like they're working it. They're applying what they're learning. 9 of Pentacles, definitely playing. We see the bird, playing with the bird here. 6 Pentacles in reserve, 3 to give away. 10 of Pentacles. So not necessarily getting a lot of the legacy energy here, but definitely getting a lot of the I've got all of my needs met. Looks a little ninja, kind of a ninja cat. So it can protect itself, has what it needs to protect itself. Here we have the Page of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, this cape, Queen of Pentacles, different colored green going on here in this one, and the King of Pentacles. All right, so I would say this is a card that's going to be great for people who love animals. I would say this is a gentler deck, giving gentle messages, gentle energy and imagery. I'm not sure what my expectations were. Looking through it, there are some, I would say I like the major arcana more than I like the minor arcana. I'm not really sure how I'm going to feel about working with this deck. This might be a deck that I would work with, maybe with younger people, to see what, sort of see what's going on, because the imagery is on a gentler level. But I don't know. I don't know how this is going to be for me. Right off the hop, I'm kind of like, okay, it had me at purple, but that's pretty much about it. But this is the card to say, if you really liked the imagery on this deck, how does this deck want to work with you? And how is this deck going to work with anyone that is working with it? 2 of Swords, interesting. So it's going to encourage that intuition. And I believe that's what was spoken in the card booklet, the pamphlet, that, or on the back of it, that it's supposed to be more of an intuitive journey. I feel also like this deck is going to give gentle abundance along with its gentle guidance. I do kind of like that instead of the sword, it is the arrow. It is quite fitting, but I also feel like the arrow is very pointed. It's targeted. And I feel like this deck is going to really try to target the heart of the matter for you. But you're definitely going to want to close your eyes for it, right? Like you're going to want to tap into your spidey senses for this. It's not going to give you the answer directly, or it's not going to give you the answer effortlessly. It's testing the intuition. So if you're looking for a little bit of a challenge, but in a gentle way, I would say, like if you are a beginner, but you want to, sort of spread your wings and fly a little bit, this might be a really interesting deck to try, especially if you're used to the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot, and then you want to expand your horizons a little bit. This would be a good deck for you to try. All right, guys, that is our Divinely Decked for this segment. And as always, sending you guys so much love. I hope you enjoyed connecting with the Reigning Rouge Tarot and connecting with me today. As always, I love sharing my love of Tarot and Oracle. And we will see you on the flip side. Transform well. That's our show for today. I hope you enjoyed it. It was great to connect with you guys. Please like, subscribe, and comment for more content like this. And feel free to follow me on Blue Sky for even more content every single day. Can't wait to see you guys next week for another installment of Black Feather Couture, Divining the VIP Life.